acid. No. It's a good question, and I don't have like a really compelling answer. In fact, it will probably disappoint you a little bit because it sounds like a cop-out. But if I find out I have been given a role, like I'll go and audition, and when you audition, you just kind of fly off the cuff. Like you're like, okay, and you roll with it, and the director might say, push the voice a little this way or a little that way, and what I'll usually do is I'll like Google the character. And of course, God bless the internet. You know, I can find pictures. For me, it's like a visual thing. As soon as I see the character, a voice immediately comes to mind. You know, and as you may or may not know about me, in the 135 shows I've done, I'd say in about 75 of those, I play like a 15 to 22-year-old hero. Well, you can only do so many variations on that theme. But you try to find subtle differences. But like when I got Greed in Full Metal Alchemist, I was like, I don't usually play characters like that. So it was the picture that inspired me. You know, it was, you don't want to draw too much on what they say you did, because then you're just copying someone else's performance. So like, you want to make it your own and still keep it, you know, faithful to how you think that, something that looks like that would sound. So that's how I do it. It's pretty simple. Pops into my head. Yes, you with the hand up.
You've played so many characters, and this is coming from the beginning of your career as this. So do you have anything that you were like, you watched and you were like, oh man, I wish I did that over again? Or
yeah, that's happened to me one time. About 4 years ago, I was over at a friend's house, and they were just flipping through, and they stopped on Anime Network, and Gasaraki was on, and that was my first lead role. It was Monica Rial and I. We played the two leads, and I was like, wait, because they're like, oh, what, are you in this or something? I was like, yeah, I am in this. I want to see something really quick, and it came to my character, and I was like, I've done a lot of work since then. And it wasn't so much that I thought it was like suck. It was just that. You know, after 9 years of doing this, you learn so many things about your own voice. And I'm like, oh man, yeah, with that one for sure. I'm sure, like, if I went back and watched Spriggan, like, that was another one of my very first big roles, like, I would be cringing. So I try not to do so much of that. I'm always proud of Sosuke, though. I don't know, like, whenever I found Sosuke, Don Rush and I found that character together, and we really worked on how Sosuke was going to sound. And I could go back, like they could release another Full Metal Panic in 5 years, and I could go back into the studio and I could just channel it. Like you totally know where certain voices fall in your register. Anybody else with a question? Yeah.
Do you find that because you've been voice acting for so long, you really know your voice? Do you sing better in the shower?
Technically, I was kind of a singer before I was anything else. My first professional gig ever was with Houston Grand Opera. When I was 9 years old, I was in the Houston Grand Opera Children's Chorus. I did like La Boheme and Turandot and Hans Lombardo, a couple of other. So I sort of started, and then musical theater has always been a really big part of my life. I was in a band for 4 years. So do I sing better in the shower? Yeah, probably now. Because like you learn all this stuff about your voice. Like in university, like I took voice for the actor, and that really helped me. And I've taken singing lessons a lot. But then, like voice acting, I'll tell you what it does. It teaches you how to have, how can I say this non-crudely? Well, it gives you better strength of vocal character because you learn how to do things like scream and shout and yell and horrendously. Like, if my voice teacher from college heard some of the stuff I do in anime, she would like slap me and like freak out and faint because it's terrible stuff for your voice, but you learn how to place all of it so it's to where you don't damage your voice anymore. So yeah, in the end, it has sort of made me a better singer and a better voice actor. I mean, the more work you do on something, the better you get, unless you completely are abusing yourself. But you learn through technique how to not damage your voice. I'm a great shower singer. Yeah, totally. Not really. I mean, yeah, I don't sing in the shower. I sing in the car all the time. That's how I warm up. What?
Car singing.
Car singing rules. Does anyone here like Vampire Weekend?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so in love with them. I just found them. Just recently discovered them. I'm working right now on a show called Canon. With the director's name is Kyle Jones, and he shares my obsession with Vampire Weekend. So I was working on Canon right before I left to come here, and we almost didn't finish the episode we were working on because we talked about Vampire Weekend and watched their videos on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, so I'm a big music junkie. Sing Sweeney Todd. I know I do a better job than Johnny Depp. Anyway, sorry.
It's own.
I'm sorry. That's a musical. It's an opera, and he can't sing. So anyway,
It's own.
I know I'm evil. I'm sorry. I can't. I'm a big Sondheim fan. I love Stephen Sondheim. No. I wouldn't play Sweeney Todd. I would probably, in that show, play, I'd like to play Pirelli. There's no way I could be better than Sacha Baron Cohen. He's like a total hero of mine. Johnny Depp's cool. I just don't like the thought of him singing Sondheim music. That makes me want to hurt people. But I'm not violent. Yes, anybody else? It's twisty. It makes me happy. More questions? No, yes. Yes. Yes.
How did Texas get involved in anime the way it has?
That is a really good question that I don't really know the answer to. I can kind of wing it though. I know, it's like you tell people